Here are my 8 tips to living a healthy lifestyle as a fresher student. I'm now a master's student, but I do have the experience of going into being a fresher. My university years were some of the best years of my life. They weren't exactly all rainbows, roses and unicorns, but my freshers year in particular helped to make me the person I am today. However, since leaving, I felt my position in the house had been replaced by next door's cat. Because I've lived in halls about 3 times, although twice of them were postgraduate flats, so you got to let me off there. I am trying to grow up a bit. I understand the sense of newness, the intrepidation of moving in. These are all similar across universities. And it can be hard for some people to live a healthy lifestyle. Because maybe you was at home and everything was being done by mum and dad, them being effectively a chauffeur, a banker, a cleaner. But now you're in an environment where it's up to you. Hopefully these 8 tips I've learned and what the research states help you. If you are a fresher student, or even if you're not, or going into hall, you're currently a student, maybe this can help you too. So my first tip, and this is probably quite a self-explanatory one, but it's to learn to cook. Try to learn to cook, and that way you know what's going into your food, and you can make it as healthy as you want, or as unhealthy as you want, because let's face it, we can't be healthy 100% of the time. You can have an off meal or a cheat day. So we're going to cook a spag bowl. I'm going to use corn mince. You also get your frozen mince if you're not vegan. Or what you could do is get the fresh mince. Generally the quality of the mince, how red it is, provided they haven't used some kind of dye on it. When I use my fresh mince, I usually cut it up into 3 or 4 pieces and then I can freeze them. Really the best fresh mince meat. My advice, get it while it's on offer. In terms of pasta, wholemeal pasta is what I would recommend. Got this Lloyd Grossman from Bargain Buy. Alternatively, it can often be a lot cheaper to make your own using tomatoes and probably a pesto sauce or a passata. In terms of the actual fat to cook in, I generally use olive oil, use rapeseed oil. If I'm cooking something else other than this, on very rare occasion use British butter. What you wanted though is try and avoid this element here. Leaves are helpful to put in as well for seasoning. And when it comes to seasoning, cheap, excellent ways of trying to spice up your meals to make it taste so much better. If I wanted to add a bit of extra protein, I can use baked beans. It's not particularly necessary and it does make it taste nicer. But by cooking your own food, you don't have to rely on takeaways, which we know are pretty unhealthy in the fact that they're high fats, high sugars, high carbs, excessively amount of macronutrients beyond what our body needs. It's less than a fiver easily. 30 pence for the passata. Beans was in a special offer, £2, £4, 6-pack. This is far more than I could possibly ever eat. Obviously, if I didn't mix in the pasta, I could then go and store it later in my freezer and then take it potentially to university and use that as a meal itself, because we got microwaves at uni now. If those who like taking their Tupperware box in, the guys who do their bodybuilding for instance, and the rugby guys. Also, if you're in a group, it might be useful to cook for each other basically and utilize whatever you have. You've got to take into account, you've got to like the same sort of things in order for this to work. So my second tip is supplements. Now, I'm not necessarily saying you should take supplements, but supplements can be hugely beneficial, especially to a student, as you may not be getting all the nutrients that you require and need. But likewise, as the name suggests, supplements supplement your diet. They should not become a mainstay. They are not essential to you. And also, students do not have huge reserves of money. Well, you may do. I'm only making a presumption here. But you might have the huge bank of mum and dad to rely on, or not, depending on the situation. But anyway, I'm diverging here. Students generally don't have huge amounts of money. So you don't want to go spending large sums of money on a supplement that may or may not work, or may not be necessary for you personally, for your individual needs. And that's the key thing to do with diets, your individual needs. But there are loads of places, supermarkets, supplement stores, where you can buy these products. Today it's great, they're all readily available for you. My advice would be, if you can, to go and buy them in bulk, so that way you don't have to rely on just keep buying supplements all the time. You've got that ready available supplement there that will probably last you the year. Okay, so I take a number of supplements, and within those supplements I take them for many different reasons. I take obviously my whey protein, and I make sure it's the right amount of protein, not too high for my own personal needs. So I take a little bit of creatine, which I periodize into a program to help me perform better when I do my track and field in the summer. I take a number of different things to help me with recovery, so at the moment utilizing beta-alanine, occasionally BCSAs. If you do bodybuilding or something like that, you don't necessarily need that kind of stuff. It's better to get it from the whole food itself. I've also got some general other stuff in case I'm lacking in certain vitamins and minerals. My other advice regarding supplements is get the nutrient from the food itself rather than spending out on a supplement. But however, if you cannot get that from food or from your general diet, supplementation may be useful to you. So you might not be taking enough protein, for instance, to be able to hit the gym 2 times a day. But by taking that supplement, you're able to reach that macronutrient need, or potentially your micronutrient needs. So your macronutrients are your fat, carbs, proteins, and your micronutrients are your vitamins and minerals.